Hey everyone, Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at the Barricade HD rear bumper fitting 2020 and newer Silverado and Sierra 2500s and 3500s. This bumper is a great option for the heavy-duty GM truck owner who's looking for aggressive style and some added protection for their ride. Let's start with the styling. Not only is this thing cut up a lot higher than your standard bumper, it really also has an aggressive look to it. Unlike a lot of other bumpers that don't really work well with the factory styling, I think this one actually integrates quite well, matching or even accentuating that square-jawed, beefy look that these trucks have from the factory. Now, having that bumper sit up a bit closer to the body of the truck means that you'll have a better departure angle versus stock too. So if you happen to be doing some off-roading, that'll have a nice side benefit. Since this is a heavy-duty bumper as well, you're getting a lot of impact protection. This thing is solid. So if you're busting down trail, you don't need to be concerned about any obstacles or things flying up and hitting the bumper, because this can really take a beating. And though additional lights are not included with this particular setup, you do have the option to add them here. And you're also not going to lose any factory functionality with this. You've got space for the license plate lights and all the stuff that attaches to your spare tire as well. And there are provisions in the bumper for your rear parking sensors right down here. So if your truck came so equipped, these can be easily swapped over. Now your standard trailer hitch is going to also work well too. And you see there's a nice little cutout right there in the center, so it will sit flush with the bottom of the bumper. And you've also got integrated steps with some step pads on each side to help you access your bed space. Barricade does also offer a matching front bumper too, so if you'd like a complete front and rear setup, we've got those available on our site as well. Construction of the bumper itself really speaks to that heavy-duty part of the name. This is comprised entirely of 3mm thick steel plating, so again, it is tough. That steel is cold formed into its final shape, which you see here, and that means the material hasn't been heated and subsequently weakened in the bending process. Cold forming helps maintain the structural rigidity of the metal itself. Then it is capped off with a two-stage finish. The first layer is an epoxy coating, which is then covered by this texture black powder coat that you see here. So it's going to provide you with excellent corrosion and rust resistance, and it will be able to again stand up to pretty much anything you could think to throw at its way. So it's going to have plenty of good resistance to rust and corrosion, and it'll be able to stand up to pretty much anything you can throw its way. The brackets are all made using the same type of steel, and they are finished with the same powder coating as well, so everything will be equally sturdy. Pricing comes in at about $925, which for a full-width rear bumper for these trucks is a pretty good value for your money. It's actually one of the least expensive full rear bumpers available, but it's still a very solid setup with a lot of flexibility and protection thrown in for the price. Installation is going to get a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you about 2 hours to complete. Now this is a pretty straightforward process since it is just a total bolt-on replacement for your stock bumper. There's no modifications needed for your truck, although you are going to have to port some stuff over, including those parking sensors, your license plate lights, and all that stuff. And as always when it comes to bumpers, I highly recommend that you have a friend with you to help you get this fitted, because no matter how strong you are, getting this into place, getting the bolts started, it's all just a little bit cumbersome because of how heavy and bulky these things are. So grab a friend, bribe them with some pizza, and you'll be able to get this on your truck in no time. That said, let's hop out to the shop now, and we're going to walk you through the entire install process step by step.
For this install, you need a ratchet, a 21, 19, 18, 13, 10, and 7mm socket, a stubby 18mm wrench, diagonal cutters, the supply down wrench and supplied zip ties, and a clip removal tool. All right, today we're gonna be installing a rear bumper on our Silverado, so let's get started. So we're gonna start off underneath the truck, right next to the spare tire on the passenger side. You will see the connector for the tag lights. We're just gonna grab a hold of that connector, push down the tab, pull it apart. And we need to go on the other side of the spare tire now to disconnect the trailer hitch. So now we have our trailer hitch connector here. We have our locking tab, just pull that back. Same thing, push down on the tab, and pull off. Now that we have our electrical disconnected, we can disconnect our bolts on the back side of the bumper. So on the back side, on the sides of the bumper, you'll see 2 18mm nuts here and here, and 1 13mm bolt here. We're gonna take those off. So we'll grab our ratchet, 18mm socket, start with these 2. switch to our 13mm socket. Take this bolt out here. And go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So now what you need to do is take your license plate off. So we already did that. So whatever hardware you need to take that off, we're gonna do that now. To access these two 13mm bolts underneath, we're gonna grab our ratchet 13mm socket and take these two off. Now when you do take these off, just make sure you have the bumper supported because it will try to fall off on you. So now that those are off, we can pull off our bumper. So now we have our factory bumper off, or come on the back side. We need to start taking our wiring harness, lights, and connectors off. First we have our spare tire access. Now there's a tab on both sides, you're just gonna push down. Ours has a broken tab on the one side, so it just kind of falls out. But you would have a tab on both sides. Pull that out of the way, and now we need to pull our wiring harness off. So you'll see a bunch of push clips going across. Just grab your clip removal tool and pop those off all the way across. And we're gonna come down and take our tag light out. So we're gonna come down to our tag light, grab our ratchet and a 7mm socket and take our bolt out. Then you go ahead and just lift that up and release it out. You can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side and then take our complete harness and lights out. We just have our trailer hitch connector left, so it's gonna push on the two sides of the silver tabs, and I will push through the front of the bumper. So now we got our new bumper on our table, we just gotta assemble a few things. So since we do not have any modules over here, we just have our block off plate. It's gonna sit in the front like that. So we're gonna grab our supplied Allen bolts. I already put a flat washer on the front. And put that through. Then we're going to do another flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut. Thread that down. Do the same thing in the other three spots. We're gonna grab our supplied Allen key to hold the head and our ratchet and 10mm socket and tighten all those down. All right, now we're just gonna keep working our way across. So in order to put our mounting bolts through, we do have to take this access cover off. So on the inside, there's an Allen bolt head, and on the back side, you'll see one here. There's one about here, you're not gonna be able to see, but it is just a 10mm nut. We're just gonna take those off. Just need to reach up through, hold the head, take that off. Take that out of the way. Now I did measure on our truck on the frame of where our mounting holes are, because there are there's two separate holes here. So ours are gonna go on the inside holes here. So we're gonna grab our bolt and a flat washer and then our plastic retainer and just thread that through. You'll see it does fall down a little bit if you need to, just temporarily while it's standing up like this. You can just thread the nut on so it holds it in place. Do the same thing for the top. Once you have all that done, you can go ahead and repeat the same thing for the other side, and then we can move on to mounting our tag lights and wiring harness. Now that we're here, we can reinstall our trail hitch connector. That's just going to push through the front and click into place, just like that. So we're gonna keep going across. We gotta put in our spare tire access. Remember, ours is broken, so it's probably gonna fall out right now, but that will just snap into place like so. And then we have our other tag light, which we can just install now. With our same supplied Allen bolt. Tighten that down and secure up your wiring harness. Just make sure you leave the connector loose so that you can access that. All right, so we are ready to install this onto our truck now. We just need to take a couple brackets off. Just before we put our bumper on, we just need to take our side support bars off. They are not going to be reused. So we're going to grab our ratchet with a 21mm socket and take that nut off. Go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So since this bumper is pretty heavy, we're just gonna get a buddy to help us out. Before we do that, I just wanna talk about the hardware. So our bumper will go through, and those bolts we installed will go through our factory mounting points. And then on the back side, we're gonna do another flat washer and then our locking nut. So let's get a buddy and get this bumper on. So now we're going to tighten down our hardware. So I have a ratchet with a 19mm deep socket that we're going to tighten down our nuts with. And then I have an 18mm stubby wrench that I'm going to put on the front side to hold the heads. Now you can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll get our electrical connectors secured. We're gonna come up, grab our trail hitch connector and plug that in. Push it until it clicks and secure the locking tab. And I did forget, we have to go back and put our screens in that we took out of our bumper to access our bolts. So we're gonna get our screen back in place. Just gonna fish that up in place. And we can get our bolts that we took out through. Our nuts on the back side. All right, so we'll grab our supplied Allen key and hold the head, and then our ratchet and 10mm socket, tighten it down. All right, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other screen. So we just have our tag light connector here. I'll plug that back in. So the last thing we need to do is put our inserts in for our license plate mounting bracket. Just push in through the front. A simple click. And then our plugs for our sensors that we do not have. So they do the same thing. Just line them up and push them in. You can do the rest. You can do the same thing for the rest of the plugs and the license plate bracket. And that wraps up our install of our Barricade HD rear bumper for our 2020 and newer Silverado 2500 HD. And remember, for everything Silverado, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.